Welcome to another edition of Smalltalk for you. This morning I wanted to take a look at what happens when you leave a variable undeclared in VA Smalltalk. And this is the sort of thing that might happen when you are rearranging code and you manage to accidentally delete something. I'll show you what I mean. I've got a simple class here called myTestClass. It's got one instance variable called count, and I've got the typical accessors count and count colon. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and create an instance. So here in the workspace, we'll just create an instance and set the variable to 1. So let's go ahead and inspect that and make sure we have what we expect. And sure enough, we have that with a count of 1. Nothing terribly exciting going on. Now what we're going to do is delete the count instance variable, but without blowing away our instance. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And it's going to mark that as a scratch addition, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now, having done that, let's go ahead and do this. Now, this is where things get a little dodgy, and they're different in VA than they are in either Faro or VisualWorks or Squeak, or, I don't know about the other Smalltalks, but in this case, watch what happens. We inspect this, and we're going to get back some class. Effectively, we have a wild pointer into the Smalltalk class library. This is not a good thing, and it's probably not something you want, which also makes this operation, which I'm not going to do right now, dangerous. If I go ahead and I assign something to it, you have the possibility of crashing VA out. Although the interesting thing is if you don't crash it, things will appear to work until suddenly they don't, because that value will assign 1 and then the accessor will return 1. And let's see, it might actually work. We'll go ahead and try it. So we'll do an execution on that, and then we'll do this and see what we get back. And sure enough, we get back 1. So the dangerous thing is things seem to work, but you've now left VA very unstable. And by unstable, I mean there's not an undeclared dictionary here like there is in Faro, Squeak, or VisualWorks. So things can get a little weird when you do this in VA. And I would suggest that when you see something like what I saw here when I did this before I tried to assign something to it, that's when you want to back away and see what it is you did wrong. So undeclared works a little differently in VA Smalltalk. You want to be very careful about this. The nice thing is you do get warnings if you try to load this. Notice that we have an undeclared error on this. So right here in the transcript, it showed me that I had a compile error, and therefore I should go back and rethink what I was doing. But it's pretty easy to ignore this stuff, so I'm just showing you what can happen if you ignore these fairly loud warnings. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever Smalltalk you're using.